fast, fatal heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and past. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now. Whenever we last left off, quite a bit of things are going on. Now, in the last part, Deku, he met one of Amelia's superiors. And the person, they were very surprised. This is their first human contact with Deku's species. And they just so happen to bump into somebody who has a power that allows them to speak to them on their own terms. Now, this is very interesting to this person, and they also did drop off some supplies to Amelia to help her with her mission of blending in, and even studying more about Deku's species. Now, whenever the person had go to leave, Deku, he gave them some information, which allowed them to further their research about humans. Now, this was something this person was very interested in, and Deku, whenever this person did leave, he did turn to find Amelia. She's changed her appearance. She looks like a human woman with dark black hair. And Deku, he didn't really want to stare at her for too long, since her facial features did appear to be very similar to somebody he once knew. In fact, the similarities were very apparent. Now, Deku, he decided to take a walk. He wanted to just leave that alone, not be here for a minute and clear his mind. He doesn't like remembering what happened. Now, this was something that Deku, he had to do. He decided that he's going to call his superior and see when he would be able to return to the police force and full active duty. However, right now that's very hard. His boss, he's very concerned. Whenever he was talking to Deku and seeing how he was, Deku, he appeared to be somewhat out of it. Along with that, he seemed to be very aggressive. And the man, he decided to ask Deku a few questions, to which he was evasive on them. Now, Deku, whenever he got off the phone, he remembered that he had 3 options. His boss gave him 3 different choices, and 2 of them, they are ones he's going to have to pass on. Now, the first choice was quite simple. He could return to duty, but he will not be out there boots on the ground. He'll be a desk jockey, and he'll be doing that for probably about a month. That's not something that he wants to do. Paperwork and the boring stuff, he tries to avoid that as much as possible. He'll deal with it, or at least somebody else will have to deal with it. However, him? No, he's not doing that. Option B. He returns to duty, but he has to go through multiple psych evaluations and be heavily monitored by somebody in the police department. Now, that's something that Deku, he's been trying to avoid. That's why he works on his own. Most detectives, they can take on a case together. However, it's relatively more difficult. And right now, Deku working on his own, he's done very well for himself. Many officers, they usually would work together. However, Deku and some people are outliers. They'll only work together on rare occasions, never all the time. And this is something that Deku, he's not planning to do. If he has to hide his bag of tricks, he can't really get the job done. Especially not as effective as simply just reading someone's mind and guiding them the way he wants to the right answer. And then there's option C, or option 3, which would be Deku. He has to wait it out. After enough time has passed and his bosses believe that he's calmed down enough, or he's at least in a sound mind state, Deku would be able to return full active duty, no questions asked. However, he would have to see a therapist at least one time for them to make sure. Now, Deku, he's a bit more happy with this option. especially because it would mean that he would just go back to work after talking to a doctor. Now, he does return home, and he does think about a lot of things. As whenever he does walk through the door, Amelia, she's actually standing there, or at least sitting down, and she's still messing with the gadget attached to her wrist. And Deku just watches as she does turn from a dark-haired woman to somebody of a different, well, appearance. Watching as she does turn into somebody who does look to be an American, with, well, blonde hair, and then somebody with red hair. And Deku is just standing there watching as she just continues to go through different appearances, asking exactly what is she doing. Hmm? Oh, um, I sense some distress. Sense distress? Yes, I was trying to find an appearance that would be fitting for this area. Um, okay. Well, you don't have to fit in exactly. Hmm? But I do. Do I not? Yes, you do. However, if you're new to the area, if you look like a foreigner, I believe that that would be your best option. Hmm? Why would that be? Because if you look like somebody who's lived here your whole life, people, if they look at you and they know you're supposed to be here or they think you're supposed to be here, they will be suspicious of you. Because either they've never seen you before, or fact is, you're not who you say you are. Does that make sense to you? Like okay, think of it like this. What if I were to hand you a bar of chocolate? I like chocolate. Exactly. Now, what if I told you two of those were chocolate and one of them were something very, very nasty? And I chop them all up into pieces, individual ones, and mix them around and tell you to try and pick one you believe it's chocolate. However, I tell you that there's only a chance one of those pieces are the very, very nasty thing. Um, I do not like those odds. Hmm? Do you? Why? Because there's still an odd that I would pick the nasty one. There's a sense of tension. Exactly. Now, what if I told you that we could do the same exact test, but with a different form of chocolate? One that looks different, or at least you can tell is a different piece of chocolate. Do you understand what I'm talking about now? I see. Okay, good. The test would prove that, while I am an outlier or I do look different, I'm still what I say I am. Exactly. And that's honestly the simplest way I can tell you. No, I do understand that what is it? Analogy? I get it. Okay, good. All right. So would you help me pick an appearance then? Um, pick an appearance? Yes, I do wish to fit in. So if I can get some of your advice, I believe that will be very efficient. Now, Deku does just stand there. And he does watch as Amelia should start to change around her appearance. And Deku, he does try to pick some things that would fit for her. And eventually, Amelia, she does settle on the appearance of what looks to be a blonde-haired foreigner woman, who she looks to be American, and in her early to somewhat late 20s. Now, Deku, he's actually very surprised. He can tell that she does fit in, except there's a problem. She just seems to be, you know, a foreigner? No. Deku talks about how nowadays most foreigners, they are not really that rare. So, while her face would be fresh, it is still perfect. Hmm? Perfect? This analogy is not one I do understand. It means that you fit in, but that is not the definition of perfect. Okay, sarcasm. We need to teach you sarcasm. Yes, this is something that you've talked about before. The, ironic act of speaking? Eh, sounds about right. Now, Amelia, she does stare at Deku, and she does actually go back to her regular appearance. And Deku, he does somewhat breathe a sigh of relief. Now, Amelia, she actually does ask a question, asking Deku about his emotional response to the appearance whenever she first took on the watch. Hmm? What? I sense that you got uncomfortable. I didn't. Listen, it's, well, it's a lot, alright? Some things I don't expect you to understand. Hmm? Oh, really? Yes, Amelia. There's a lot of things that have happened to me that I would rather not share with you, even though I'm sure you have a lot on me already. Hmm? No, no. Um, our scanners, they don't exactly work that way. Hmm? And what way do you exactly think I'm talking about? Well, do you believe our scanners are able to pick up everything in the human mind? Yes. They are not capable of doing so. We are capable of picking up surface level intelligence. It is the easiest intelligence we can get because it's the freshest. And, well, it's more or less, if you're thinking about the information, we can take it. If it's, something you rather not think about, we cannot take it forcibly. And if it's something that you guard your mind against, like a mental barrier, it's one we cannot take. Good. How is this good? It's, something I'd rather not talk about. That's why. I don't need you asking me questions about it. I understand, but this information, what exactly, Amelia? Yes? Okay. We are going to make some rules. Rule 1, never talk about that information. Alright? It's not something I like, nor am I proud of. Okay? Um, okay. Rule number 2. Rule number 2 is also very important. Never leave the apartment without me, okay? We are going to go somewhere later, so you can at least experience things on the outside. Whenever I believe that you are comfortable enough going out there on your own, you can do that, alright? Really? Yes. Now, rule number 3 is also very important. If people seem to look at you strange, or recognize you, or approach you in a very, very friendly manner, be careful. Sometimes people like to deceive other people to try and trick them because they have ill intentions for them. Rule number 4. Rule number 4 is also very easy. Read their minds. If you believe you are in danger, reach out and tell me. Do you get that? Hmm? Yes, I do. Good. Now, there are going to be more rules if we need them, but those are some basic ones. All right? Yes, yes. Now, I'm going to go shower and change. All right? Afterwards, we can leave the apartment. Okay? Now, Deku does go walking to his bedroom, and Amelia, she's still left there surprised. Information he doesn't want to talk about. And wait, they're going to be leaving the apartment. She's going to be going out, blending in. Actually, now, Amelia, she does get someone excited. She wants to see exactly how things are on this planet. And mingling with other humans, walking among them. This will be great. Now, Deku and Amelia, after Deku does shower and get changed, they do go to leave the apartment. And Deku, he actually has to walk at the front door before Amelia just come up behind him. And Deku, he does just stare at her for a minute. She does still wear the same type of dress she does currently have in the thumbnail. However, it just looks like a human woman is wearing it. And Deku, him and her do walk down the corridor to the elevator, getting inside and going to leave the apartment. Deku, he saw a few people he did recognize, and a lot of them they did watch as the girl behind Deku was following him. Some were kind of surprised. They knew recently the detective had somebody over. And then there's this one. I mean, they're not going to judge, but if the detective's getting around, then something's clearly happening. Maybe it's for a case? Maybe she works with him. She looks to be quite professional, well, in her appearance. But what about the other one? Maybe she was somebody from the case. Well, it couldn't be good. No. There are some ideas being thrown around there. And we do currently have our Deku and Amelia, they're both walking down the street, and she does just stare at everything like she's a fish out of water. She's looking at street signs, she's looking at people, she's staring at just houses and cars are flying overhead. And Deku, he's just acting like this is all normal. This is, well, it's all strange. Yes, I'm surprised. Why are you surprised? Because it's just weird. Okay. Now, how about we just try getting you used to your human voice, okay? Sorry. Now, Amelia should actually just walk up next to Deku. Ash just turned over and talk about how this is all very difficult to get used to. And she believes that she will need the time to just get used to it. Yeah. Huh. That's weird. That's gonna take some getting used to. Well, I mean, she does look human, so it's not that weird. But is it because you know she's an alien? That might be it. Okay, so let's see. A few ideas for places we could head to. Hmm. I'd say the mall, but that's not really a good idea. What is a mall? It's a large population center with humans, and they have many stores. However, I don't even think you understand how a store does work. So, let's go to a small corner store and see how things are. I think there's actually somewhat of a, what, clothing store nearby. It's a smaller place and they do sell at least some other items, but they got some good stuff. What do you mean? Trust me, they got some good stuff. I sold a case there for the guy, he told me about it, and well, he gave me something for free. Free? Yes. Well, not necessarily free. I helped him discover exactly what was going on with something, and he gave me a pair of my boots for free. So he compensated you then for them. Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I saved him a lot of money. Ah, I see. This exchange does sound very strange. Well, maybe, but still. It's something. No. Deku and Amelia, they do walk down the streets. And Amelia, she's trying her best. She is next to Deku, but at all times, she's just staring around at everything. And Deku, whenever they do arrive at the store, they do walk inside, and Amelia just stare around at it. There's so many clothes hanging up around here. And then there's, well, the person behind the counter. And whenever Deku does walk in, he does greet the guy. The guy, surprised to see Deku, asking if he recently got hooked up with someone. Oh no, this is Amelia. Who's she? Let's just call her a friend of mine right now. Detective, you got friends in high places? Hmm, let's just say that, yeah. Interesting, interesting. Well then, I don't tend to pry into the life of my customers, so let's just leave that there. What can I do for you? A friend of mine wanted me to show her around. She's from out of town, you understand? Ah, I see, I see. So, you wanted to recommend her my shop? Not really recommend, you could say. More or less, get her familiar with the place. Alright, detective. So, you wanted to recommend her my shop? I'm guessing you want me to help you get her something then? Something nice, probably? Well, she does need a bit of a wardrobe. I won't bore you with the details, but she's crashed at my place for a while. I see. So, exactly what does she need? She kinda needs it all. All of it. Yikes. Even yeah, even those. Hmm. Alrighty then. Let's see. I think I have something in her size. Now, Amelia watched this guy go walking into the back room, and just asked Deku exactly what is he doing. Hmm? Well, your current outfit, it it's still, you know, from home. Hmm? Yes, I understand that. So we're getting you some outfits for here, human ones. Right now, that guy, I do give him a adequate amount of trust. So, you need to know, we're gonna get you some clothes, and just maybe, you can fit in a little bit better. It's kind of good to fly under the radar. However, sometimes it's needed to be a bit more flashy, if you get what I mean. Um, no, I do not. Alright. Well, it's not that bad. Your clothes are fine, but they do just still kind of look strange. Does that make sense to you? Hmm? Uh, maybe? Now, the guy, he does come walking back out. Him informing Deku that he does have this stuff here. Him sitting down a bag. Alright. You know if it'll be in her size? Um, what does this mean exactly? Hmm? Nice to meet you. Alright. Listen, I'll get you some clothes. Right now, it's some stuff we're gonna toss out. Some of it we're able to repair, but still, it's kind of a bit iffy. Some of it's just stuff I'm tossing in because Detective here, he did me a solid. And I do feel like I still do owe him for that. Besides, he's a good friend of mine. You got yourself a good guy here. Hmm? Thank you. No worries, man. Anyways, you guys ever need clothes, just come back here, alright? Alright, how much do I owe you? Detective, it's on the house. Just take it and leave. Hell, you want to actually buy something off the rack, then you gotta charge. Alright, fine. Not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Now, Deku and Amelia, they do walk at the door. And Amelia says just carry the bag, as she has known that it does have some weight to it. Hmm? What is this stuff? It's apparel. I see. Now, Deku and Amelia, they are both walking down the street. As somebody, they do stare at Deku, and they do see the strange woman behind him. And they are curious about it. Right now, they have a good idea as to who that woman is. And they're very curious. She's with a detective, and they know that guy. That guy, he messed with them once. And they feel like if they can get some payback on him, then things they can be a bit more even. So right now they do start to tail them. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.